I want to ask you, because I think it's real interesting, that Bertarelli, and most people know it as Bertarelli Cutlery. Here's a business, a family business, been around a long time, sharpens knives, sells knives, not just a few, but thousands and thousands of them. And then in 2015, for some reason, you started into the PPE business, and my understanding from you was it started with gloves, just gloves. And then as you realized the needs businesses had for other things, you added to it. And when you told me why you started with gloves, before you explain it to the audience, I want to ask Tim and Limey and Dan, why do you think they go from cutlery to saying, let's sell gloves? Why do you think that was? There was no COVID. Dan's got it. The restaurant business and food preparation. And they realized that a lot of their customers, right, Marco, the same people that needed knives sharpened, needed gloves.
Right, absolutely, Frank. It was a nice add-on to the services that we provided. So we're typically in a kitchen every week or every 2 weeks, and then our customers know and trust us. We've had a long-standing relationship with them for over 50 years. So it was pretty easy to add on the products of gloves and a few other things, and then we've always had the shoe covers and beard covers and hand sanitizer, and we started to sell to some manufacturing facilities, actually a few pharmaceutical companies also, and then it was just a nice fit especially with the restaurant side, that we were there, and it worked out real well.
And they just added the name Supply, I think, to their company name, because when we first started the show, Doug Vaughn was doing spots for Bertarelli Cutlery.
Right.
And then now when I go to their website, it's Bertarelli Cutlery and Supply. Yeah. Is that new?
Yeah. When did you add that, Marco?
Well, it was Bertarelli Cutlery and then Bertarelli Paper Co. And now, I mean, with the PPE products that we sell, more of them now, it just made a little bit more sense to go with Bertarelli Cutlery and Supply.
When did you when did you add that to your website? When did you add the supply part?
I would say right around the COVID.
Yeah.
With our COVID announcement, mid-March, we only sold the 3-ply surgical masks, but then we brought in thousands because the demand was so much. And then other masks as well, the KN95s and the N95s. And then a few of the products as well, the thermal scanners, the plexiglass dividers, and the face shields.
Yeah, and the reason that I wanted to point out that you started it in 15 is in the 70s, like 75, 76, and I don't actually remember what started the craze, but the CB craze hit, CB radios. And all of a sudden, it's not just truckers, but everybody has a CB. So what happens is, up pop all these CB radio stores opened by people who didn't know anything about CB radios. They jumped on what I guess was a fad. In this case, PPE is not a fad. It's a necessity. But I just want to make sure people understand, you didn't jump into this because of COVID-19 and say, oh, here's an opportunity to make some money. Let's all of a sudden be PPE suppliers. You already were and could never, ever have seen this coming, this COVID-19. But when it did hit, you're one of the few businesses that was actually ready with the stuff that people needed. And there is an excuse for waiting for what you need. The excuse is you're not AM and the PM and you don't listen to this show and you might not know the name Bertarelli. Outside of that, if you listen at all, and hopefully enough people do, because I know you've told me you've heard from Lindenwood was one name I remember, and then multiple schools, hospitals, other kitchens. People who now realize it's more than just knives are taking advantage of what you started doing 5 years ago. And sometimes it's just luck, timing, whatever. And even though I know that being able to switch over and do this at this time and this year from hell, which is what I call 2020, this is the year from hell. In a perfect world, I think all of us, even you, would be happy in a minute to go back to where we were before all this, where everybody didn't have to wear a mask everywhere they go. But as long as they do, they need to know you're there. And the warehouse. How far is the warehouse from your store on Marconi? Like 3 blocks or something?
Yeah, we're 2 blocks down from Marconi. We're the mothership, the retail location's at 1927. The warehouse is at 2300 Marconi, just a couple blocks away.
What do you think? What are you selling the most of in PPE? Masks or gloves or something else?
Well, masks and gloves are the top 2 sellers. Thermal scanners, and now with some of the schools announcing their plan of attack, the face shields have been pretty popular. It seems like many teachers will probably go with that, with the face shield. But pretty much anything that we have with.
My daughter's a teacher.
Hey, look who's here, Dan Stroud.
Hey, just got here.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah, Scott here. Thanks. I heard you guys were talking to Marco Bertarelli.
Yeah. So your daughter.
My daughter's a teacher, and we'll be heading down there before she heads back to school to get some supplies.
Oh,
Marco,
go ahead.
Marco, do you have any idea? And I'm sure you do. If you could pull it up and look at it if you weren't in the car. You have any idea since this COVID thing started? A rough idea of how many, let's just say, masks you've sold?
Oh, I would say in upwards of 700,000.
Wow. Holy man. Whoa. That's a lot of masks. Good for you.